Okay. So first of all, a warm welcome to CA Nidhi Malani ma'am in the today's interesting webinar. Before going to the session, let me just introduce myself. So I, Gaurav Kumar Mishra, Chartered Accountant, the Chairman of the Prayagraj branch of CIRC of ICI. On behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, welcome all the participants in today's webcast on skill enrichment for professionals inspired by mythological character. So I welcome today's resource person, a distinguished speaker, CA Nidhi Malani. In terms of introduction about Nidhi Malani ma'am. So Nidhi Malani is a chartered accountant by profession and has worked passionately for improving business processes, optimizing cost and implementing automation through data analytics, training and control dashboard. She has done diploma in information system audit and certified for alternate dispute resolution. She's a dynamic personality who considers herself an all-time learner. She runs a YouTube podcast under the name of Think 8, which helps businesses and expert knowledge from the different domains. Ex PwC and professional speakers. She is leading Chennai chapter for the national women-led community called her Money Talks and Heroines. Welcome, Nidhi Malani, ma'am. And by the way, I'm also working with PwC, so it's nice to see you here.
Oh, great. That's amazing,
Yeah,
Gaurav.
over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this nice introduction of mine. And sabhi ko pranam, everyone. I just bow down to everyone who is present here in this session, who wants to learn from a few mythological stories, or for some of them, it would be history and chapters from the history. But a warm welcome to everyone who is there present as the audience over here in this session. I would like to start with Vakritundaji, who is Ganeshji, Lord Ganesha, and I would like to quote a mantra: Vakritunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Dev Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. In our rituals, often uh, we have been worshipping Lord Ganesha for the we would start any good thing, any event, any any prosperous thing which we are going to begin. So it's a tradition to start the beginnings with worshipping Lord Ganesha. And if you deep dive into the reasons, you will find a lot of reasons surrounding it. You all would have been very well versed with this particular mantra, which is Vakratunda Mahakaya. So Vakratunda Mahakaya means the one whose trunk is vakri, or is rounded. Okay, so Vakratunda Mahakaya, who is huge. Surya Koti Samaprabha. So whose glory, whose aura is similar to 1,000 suns together. So Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvighnam Kurume Deva. O Lord, who has that aura of hundred and thousands of suns together, please help me in getting my work, getting my things done without any obstructions or obstacles. Now, we might be very friendly with these mantras. You would find this particular mantra on almost every wedding invitation. But if you go and deep dive into understanding that, does it really make any sense in the real life, or is it something only in our mindset or only in our meditation? That moment you start thinking about it, you will get a lot of connections with your real life about what and why do we really worship Ganesha first. Okay. So, as everyone would be, I won't be deep diving into the stories and the background, because I understand that almost everyone in India knows a few of the stories around Ganesha and a few of his background and other things. So, Ganesha is called to be the son of Mother Goddess Parvati and Lord Shiva. He took a form by Mother Goddess. She actually tried to give a form using clay, and that's where Lord Ganesha came from. Okay, and she put in life and energy into Lord Ganesha, and that's how he became life. That is the story which we have heard, or the tales which we have heard so far. Now, the interesting thing over here is that it is it is Mother Goddess. Mother Goddess is the representation of Shakti or energy. If you loosely translate Shakti into English, it will come as energy. Okay. So Lord Ganesha is someone who is formed out of energy. So that becomes one of the first reasons that you have to worship a form of energy. Whatever you are starting, you should get that energy, and that energy should uh, keep flowing in this particular task consistently. So he is a representation of energy. Apart from that, if you try to understand his characteristics, you will get a lot of understanding that he resembles a lot with structures and systems. I'll explain you how. So any anything or any particular process or any particular event, if it has to go well, if it has to be impactful, it needs to be well planned and well organized, right? I think on this particular point, everyone would be with me. If any event or if any program or if any organization needs to do it wants to do well, they should be organized properly. uh, their things should be well structured. Whatever they're planning should be well structured. Okay. Now, when we see Lord Ganesha, when we try to compare it with Lord Ganesha and his characteristics, it will come out very beautifully. So he has a huge head of an elephant. Elephants are generally uh, known for their long memory. So if you have to have a very strong system at your place, which helps you complete a given task. Let us say we are organizing an event for a very for the sake of simplicity. I'll connect it with the CA's office as well. But let us say, for the sake of simplicity, an organization an event is required to be organized. So when you organize an event, first and the foremost thing, what you decide is what is going to be the structure of my particular event. What all elements needs to be there? Is it going to be completely technical, or is it going to be a mix of technical and cultural event? Second, how many people have to be there? How many audience is going to be there? How many audience are we planning to cater? What is going to be the fees? What is going to be the financials of that particular event which is going to be organized? Who is going to be the session speaker? And what type of audience is coming, and what would be the interest of the audience, right? So if you go back, Lord Ganesha, he is represented as having a huge head of an elephant, which represents that he has a good, very good memory. Okay. So memory is required to to connect all the dots together. If you do, if there is something which missed out of your memory, let us say the guests were coming and no one went to welcome them or uh, take them from the airport, escort them from the airport and get to the event. It will give you a, it will give the, it might delay the entire event, and the event might end up not being well executed. Okay. Similarly, now let us come to the CA's organization. Okay. We as a profession, we need a lot of memory and a lot of data backup. These days, even you can even get notices coming from income tax department which asks you information with respect to 2010 2011. They are setting off your refunds, the refunds of your clients, which is dated back for 2010 2011. So 2010-11 demands are getting settled off by the refunds of 2023-24, 22-23. If and only if we have that huge memory or that huge backup, data backup if, with us, which we can have in form of physical files, we can even have that in form of digital files. But the most important part is having that huge backup, having that memory, having that capacity to hold that backup, that data, that information at the back end, which will help you resolve this particular query which is coming from income tax department. If you do not have that particular uh, payment receipt, you cannot actually go and fight with the AO and tell them that this has already been set it off. You need proofs, you need documentation, you need a huge memory. Next, now he has a huge trunk. Okay. हाथी के दांत खाने के और दिखाने के और. So it is a well-known saying that uh, elephants, elephants eating teeth, the teeth of elephant through which they eat are different, and the teeth of elephant through which they which is represented or which is visible to the uh, entire community or entire society or in front of everyone else are different. Okay. This again can be linked extremely beautifully with the work which we are doing. As professionals, we really, really, really need to have that trunk. Okay. We need to, even if you are very sad, but there is an urgent requirement of a client, if there is a survey going on in the client's place, you have to have that second face. You have to have that smiling aura or a calm aura that everything is fine. This is doable. It can be possible you have something, some personal problems or something else is going in your personal life, but that should not affect your professional life or your clients or your team. You cannot you cannot come to your office, even if you are in an industry. You cannot come to your office and try and start shouting on your colleagues or your team members or your juniors or your articles. You have to have that calm demeanor. So that's why also we have to take a lot of inspiration from Lord Ganesha and the characteristics which are shown through him. Third thing to notice, he is also called Ekadanta. Why is he called Ekadant? Because he was sitting with Rishi Valmiki to write Mahabharata. And when he was writing Mahabharata, the pen or the stencil which he was using to write it was getting broken again and again. And Valmiki ji has said him that I will write Mahabharata only when you are writing it, and we will not take a break. So both of them were sitting. Rishi Valmiki was reciting Mahabharata, and Ganeshi was writing it down. So he has to manage and maintain that speed so that both of them do not get disturbed at a long stretch. So what did he do? He just took his tooth, one of his tooth out, and he started writing. And he wrote the entire Mahabharata. Both of them were sitting at one long stretch for some says that they were sitting for 97 days. Some says it was for 56 days. Some says that they were sitting for 7 days. So I won't go into that intricacy. But the point to be picked from here is that he broke that tooth, which is just visible, which is actually not of any material use, and he used that particular tooth to actually start writing Mahabharata, which is an epic in itself. I don't need to go into the into what Mahabharata is not, but it was very important for the entire humanity, and he decided to pluck his own tooth for that. So that's why from that day he is known as Ekadanta. Now, what should we pick from this? The thing to be picked from here is that if something is crucially important for the entire community, for your entire organization, for your entire set of team, it's okay to let go of something which is very dear to you. If it is not harming anyone, if it is not creating any additional value, you should recognize it, and it's fine to get detached from that particular thing. So at times what happens, we are stick to a particular client so dearly that the entire office is mostly dependent on that particular client. But even in that case, if the client is not dealing properly with your staff, is crossing the boundaries, or anything else, then you need to set a boundary. You need to pluck your dearly tooth and show them that it's fine. We have certain boundaries which is required for my organization to stay. So the entire organization, well-being of the community stands first. We are supposed to report frauds, even if it doesn't matter that the client might go, is should not be the concern at that time. The concern should be, is it for the well-being of the community at large? Is it for the well-being of people at large? If yes, we have to take that hard decision to pluck our tooth and write down the Mahabharata or report that fraud. Apart from that, he's supposed to have a big belly, which means a huge database. You can connect it with having a huge database along with you. So if you are building in systems, if you are even implementing an automation in your organization to automate certain processes or certain systems, you need to have a huge data backup. Don't compromise on the data backup part, because you never know when and how is it going to help you. Having a system means that you are functioning properly, and you can also return back. It makes you strong enough to return back to the normal condition. Next, so the eyes of Lord Ganesha, because these are the eyes of the elephant. These are tiny. These are totally tiny eyes, but still with a lot of focus. Your system has to have a lot of focus. Whatever system you are, whatever process you are implementing in your organization, whatever process you are implementing at your client's place, it has to have a sharp focus. First of all, you need to know that what is the purpose the system is going to solve. And is it the purpose which we are looking for? The vision should be clear, the question should be clear, and then only the problem should be clear. You should have a clear problem statement so that you can easily focus on what you are going to do. So, worshipping Lord Ganesha at the first place of starting anything is not just a ritual. If you go and deep dive, there are a lot of inspirations which you can derive from this well-known character, the sweetest character, Lord Ganesha. He is also customizable. So kids would be having a little Ganesha or Bal Ganesha roop to worship and to get connected with him. People might and for others it can be um, Lal Bagh Ka Raja, the way it is celebrated in Maharashtra. For others, it can be the one who is protecting and guarding your house. So, a lot of houses you will see in India, they have this small Lord Ganesha statue at the front door. You can customize, similarly, you can customize your systems depending on what your need is, depending on what your belief system is, what your organization's vision and mission is. But do remember that your systems, your back-end operations, the processes which you are going to follow should be the prime most important factor when you are going to do something new. If you are organizing an event, you have to plan that who and all are going to be the speakers, where is the event going to be organized, what audience capacity do we have, what if some extra audience comes in, are we able to actually manage that? What is going to be the ticket size? What kind of the audience which we want, what kind of preferences do they have so that they do want to appear in the event as well? All of these things become very, very important. So, Vignaharta, uh, don't just throw away your obstacles, but he is the one, or this if you draw a comparative with systems in your place, your systems will become the that powerful kit for you who are going to save you from any hurdle, from any hindrance, from any obstacle. Obstacles are bound to come, but are you ready to face those obstacles is what Lord Ganesha teaches us. After that, ultimately, Lord Ganesha is the creature of Goddess Durga. Okay. Mata Parvati, we say. So she is the one who created Lord Ganesha. Okay. And Mother Goddess is also the one who dictates leadership. You tell any quality and any single characteristic of a good leader will find in her. She is said to create the entire creation. It is said that in some places it is said that just by her smile, so because she laughed, and from her laughter, the universe got created. The creation of universe, it again has a lot of different stories, but right now the goal is to decipher and to get whatever best we can get out of these stories. Let us not go into the truthness or non-truthness of these stories, but let us try to think that what is there in us if we believe them. So every year there are 4 Navratris. 2 are Gupta Navratris being celebrated, and 2 are normal Navratris. So the biggest of the Navratris is the one which comes in the winter season. And Navratri, as the name suggests, it you there are it is a period of 9 days, or you can say 9 nights, whereby each night is depicted or it is devoted to the specific form of deity. All right. So the first form of the deity is called to be Shailputri. Now, Shailputri is, as her name suggests, she is the daughter of Himalaya. Okay. Himalaya is also called Shail. So Shailputri means daughter of Himalaya, who's Parvati. So all these 9 goddesses are the forms of Mata Parvati or Mother Goddess. Okay. The first form is Shailputri. Shailputri deciphers the daughter form of women. Okay. By using Navadurga or the 9 forms of Mother Goddess, our ancestors have been trying to depict the 9 stages in life of a woman. So first stage is going to be daughter, then the second stage is going to be brahmacharini, where you become a scholar, you start learning a lot of things. Third is Chandraghanta, and so on. But it also resembles a lot to a good leader, even a good leader. So leaders, first of all, leaders are not born. Leaders are formed over the period of time. Yes, there are a few skills which you might have, which can help you become a great leader. You can have a few skills better than others to become a great leader, but you are never a born leader. There would be something which is missing, and you will have to learn it through the process of life. Okay. So when we talk about Navadurga, it not just depicts the forms of or the life stages of women, but it also depicts how you, men or women or child or whatever you are, how you can also become a, a leader. It needs a lot of practice. It is going to have different stages. It is going to have a lot of variations, differences, evolvement, evolution. All of these things are going to be there. But if you want to become a leader, you can if you follow these 9 different versions of your upgradation. First part, Shailaputri. So, as the daughter of Himalaya, so as daughter of Himalaya, there is a lot of childishness, okay, a lot of curiosity, uh, which our ancestors are trying to depict. So, if you really want to become a leader, first thing is you have to be a generalist. They're having a lot of surveys around this. A lot of uh, psychologists have studied that who tends to become a good leader or a better leader. So a few traits which comes in is number one, uh, uh, the the best of the leaders are generally generalist. They are not master of one particular thing, but they love to know different things. So they are very curious in nature. And second, they are givers. So 90% of the people who are holding topmost positions in any of the organization are mostly givers. There is a there is a very well-known proverb used in BNI: givers gain. The more you give, the more you gain. It's not the otherwise. If you start giving, you won't lose anything. But there is a whole big uh, world, whole big globe, whole big universe to receive a lot. So giving also means that at times you can give away whatever is extra with you. At times you can give away whatever is not useful for you. At times, you can give away things which are useful for others more than it is useful for you. But in any of the situations, when you vacate yourself, when you give away something from your side, you you create a space which can be filled with a lot of better, good things. So be curious. First and the foremost thing is be very, very curious in knowing what is there around you. Observe everything as a kid do. They will observe each and everything, and they will try to pick up things from what they are observing. A kid can never become an adult if that kid is going to restrict himself or herself with just one single line. It cannot be possible. They have to be generalists. They are curious about each and everything. Doesn't matter what. A few areas would be where they are more curious, where they have a huge interest. A few areas can be where they do not have that much of interest, but they would be knowing each and everything about, like, they would be knowing a lot about each and everything around them. So be curious. If you want to be a great leader, first thing is you have to be very, very curious. Second stage, second stage is brahmacharini, ma brahmacharini. So brahmacharini is the form which you have. Brahmacharini is the form where where goddess Parvati do a lot of uh, tapasya. She does a lot of penance, so that Lord Vishnu, or sorry, so that Lord Shiva get impressed and marry her. Okay, which also indicates that once you have generated a lot of curiosity within yourself, you have to also research about it. You have to study about it, study and do the penance, do that hard work, do that dedication, that devotion to know more about it. So if once you are curious about a subject, let's say you're curious about FEMA, it interests you a lot, start reading about it, start exploring it. Read everything which comes in front of your eyes with respect to FEMA. Go through it, read it, understand it, read the case laws, speak to people who are dealing with FEMA. Uh, just watch the interviews, watch people who are talking about FEMA. Okay, so you have to do that tapasya. You have to do that penance to improve your knowledge, improve your skill set, and go to the next version. The next version, the next day, the third day in the third form of Ma Durga is Ma Chandraghanta. Now, Ma Chandraghanta is it also depicts the married version of the Mother Goddess Parvati, and it also means that once you have studied everything, once you have done that hard work uh, and all those researches, once your knowledge about a particular area is that strong, after that you start meeting with people. Start meeting with people, start building relationships, start telling people that you are in love with this particular subject. Okay, get married to that subject. Try to know in and out of everything which is linked to that subject. If you're talking about FEMA, if you're talking about an NRO account or NRE account, just try to understand what all can be the conditions, what all who all are going to be impacted by this particular subject. Is there any financial implications with this particular type of account? You can go deep dive and just get married to that particular subject. Know in and out of it, everything. Become that subject yourself. The fourth form is Ma Kushmanda. So Ma Kushmanda Although Ma Chandraghanta and Ma Pushpanda, if you see their depictions, almost everything is similar. Both of them have all the astras and shastras in their hand. Both of them have a lotus in their hand. But one thing which differentiates Ma Chandraghanta and Ma Pushpanda is Ma Pushpanda has a pot in her hand. Okay. And this pot is a honey pot which is filled with honey. So honey is depicted generally where there are going to be manifestations, where you are going to prepare yourself. Honey is actually for nurturing. Honey indicates nurturing. So once you have done all that research and study, start nurturing, start creating a structure out of it. So one there's one great advice which I got from one of my mentors, and he used to say, first 6 months of your job, you try to understand the process, understand what your job role is, understand what you are doing. The next 6 months, try to automate it, and you can automate a function only and only if you can structure it out. Okay. So once you have done your all research, once you have known what your interest is, once you have started uh, uh, getting along with people around that particular subject, once you have in-depth knowledge of that subject, start nurturing that subject. Start talking about that subject. Start telling people that what can be the intricacies and how you can resolve it. Nurture that subject itself. And while you are nurturing it, you will also get to know that how this particular function can be structured in a format. What all are the elements, and what all can be the elements, and if this comes, what will be the next. Once you have done a lot of revisions, once you have done a lot of repetitions, you'll automatically get to understand that how does it function. If this comes, what needs to be done. If that comes, what needs to be done. The next form is Ma Skandamata. Okay. Skandamata is the form which depicts Mother Goddess or Ma Parvati as the mother of Lord Kartikeyan or Skand. Skand is he is the Senapati of all the Devatas. So a position like the Prime Minister of the entire Dev community. Okay. So it also indicates that once you have structured things for yourself, the story doesn't end there. You have to start making other leaders. You have to start making other leaders. So start training your team. Start creating leaders for your team, for your organization who can lead the particular uh, your particular organization or a particular division or a department even after you. Because as an organization, you also have to think about the continuity of it. Just doing something is not enough. You also have to think about continuity. You have to also think about succession of your business, your practice, um, the job position which you are working on. So think about creating the future managers who are going to manage this particular position after you. Because if there is no one who can replace you in that particular position, you are not going to upscale yourself. If you are going to vacate that position, then only you are going to upscale. And if the person who is coming into that position, if he is not able to, he or she is not able to manage whatever things you do, you again will have to go sit with that person, make them understand. You won't be really completely be out of that particular role. So you'll have to start making others learn, creating other leaders for the position which you have embraced. Okay. The next form of mother is Ma Katyayani. So once you have been able to create or start reflecting on the uh, other uh, the forthcoming leaders for your organization, after that you have to upgrade yourself, and with least of the tools with you, you don't have to go and fight with people, but you have to manage the sustenance. You have to be visionary enough to think that, okay, what next? What is the other things which needs to be done? What are those things which we have not done yet? Let us try to cater, let us try to scale. Okay. Once you have that team, you have the leaders who are going to take care after you for that particular position. Now is the position when you can scale your practice, your business, or you can get into a new opportunity. Okay. So that is the representation of Makathyayani. And once you are into a new position altogether, and once you are going to try something new altogether, you will have to do a lot of fight. You will have to do a lot of communication. Okay. So the next form is Ma Kalaratri. If you notice, Ma Kalaratri or Ma Kali, she is sitting on a donkey. And we generally associate donkey with a hell lot of work. One who works like anything and does not get that much of appreciation. Work like a donkey, even after you have developed everything. Because your past is not your present, neither your future is. So be in present, do everything, go to all the places whereby you think that this can be useful for me to develop or to scale what I want to scale to. Be vocal about things. Have your opinions, have very strong opinions about yourself, have very strong opinions about what you want to do, backed up with your knowledge and your skill set. Have have strong reflections so that you can pierce that particular level which uh you want to cross. It's easier for organization to it's very difficult for organizations to have that first set of clients. After that 10 clients, it is again a journey from 10 to 100 clients. After those 100 clients, from 100 to 500 is another journey, and from 500 to 10,000 is another journey. Most of the people will be satisfied by 500 clients. I'm done. I'm getting whatever I want. But if your vision, your goal is much beyond that, you'll have to think about it and you'll have to actually work a lot after reaching that 500. You'll have to work like anything. You'll have to have your strong opinions. You'll have to have clear vision of what you want and what you don't want so that you can go through it. The eighth stage the eighth form of goddess is Ma Mahagauri. Ma Mahagauri is very calm in nature. She is sitting on a cow and wearing a white sari. And so once you have attained that, once you have crossed that 500 wala mark, 500 to 10, and you are in that 10,000 or just universe is the limit wala mark, at that point, you have to be calm. Now you just start spreading your knowledge, the knowledge which you have gained, embrace it, and have your break time, have your rest time, enjoy whatever you have created for yourself. And last but not the least, the ninth stage is Siddhidatri, goddess Siddhidatri. So when you see her portrait, you will see that everyone is bowing down to her. She is sitting on a lotus, and everyone is bowing down to her. Everyone means there are rishis, there are munis, there are rakshasas, there are humans. Everyone is bowing down to her. So, Lord Goddess Siddhidatri reflects the version of your leadership whereby you are now content, okay, and you are now that person who's spreading knowledge and experience among everyone else so that they can also prosper. Everyone is coming to her, and she is trying to prosper. She is trying to reflect back on their journey, on each and every kind of journey. So one more thing to learn in this Navdurga format is once you have achieved something, once you have achieved what you were targeting for, once you have been, once you, so first and foremost thing, you will have to have a vision which you have to attain, which you have to reach. You should be having a goal which you have to reach. Once you have achieved that goal, once you have crossed that mark, everyone would be praising you. Everyone would want to know that what and how did you do it. So during this period, don't think about what people are saying and what people are not saying. You have to be selective about the criticism which is coming. You have to think about it that does it make sense? Is it practical and is it logical? And is it aligning with my set of logics? Is it something which I'm really doing foolish? Or does it make sense even after catering this particular feedback which I've received? But once you know that what your goal is, do everything to achieve that particular goal. Do all the execution to achieve that particular goal with a very, very, very positive mindset. And once you are there, all these people who were saying that no, you cannot do, you're not good for something, they will be the first ones to tell you, my goodness, we have done a fabulous job. I have always been saying that you will be doing something great. Okay. So I was afraid of this thing only that it's highly possible that I'm not going to complete all these four areas. I won't be able to touch upon all these four areas because each topic in itself is huge. But we will have to respect your times. And therefore, I would like to take a pause over here and address any question and answers if you guys are having. Please put that in the question box and we'll be able to cater those questions. Samita, Gauravji, hello. Till the time they're coming, I won't be picking up the third point, which is appreciation by Sriram, because that is going to take another 15-20 minutes. But the last point, resilience and adoption. These two things are there in both these stories which we have covered so far. Adoption is the core principle are uh, which which is imbibed in our spiritual texts, which is imbibed in our culture. So there is one short story which I would like to include till the time everyone else is joining us back. So um, Lord Ganesha, so he's worshipped the first and the foremost. Okay, that also has a very small story behind it. That there was an argument going on between all the devatas that who is going to be who is bigger and who is going to be the worshipped first. So everyone was fighting among each other. Then Narad Muni suggested that you all should go to Lord Shiva and ask him only that because he is Mahadev. So you should ask him only that who should be worshipped the first and the foremost. So everyone went to him, and Lord Shiva and Mata Parvati both were sitting over there in Kailash. So what did so they suggested, okay, fine, let's do one thing. All of you should race. Okay, the one who will be able to cover 7 rounds of the entire universe first with their vehicles would be the first one to be worshipped. Now, Lord Ganesha was also standing there. On the count of three, everyone started uh, running. But Lord Ganesha, he stood there, and what he did was he revolved 7 rounds around his own mother and father, around his own parents, because he knew very well that his parents are the creators of the universe, and his parents are having the entire universe within themselves. Also, he knew that also for him, his parents were the universe. So he revolved 7 rounds around them only, and he became the first one, even with mouse being his VP, who cannot run faster than elephant, who cannot run faster than a peacock, who cannot run faster than any of the other animals, maybe. But he became the first one. Why? Because he was resilient. That all right, it's fine. Whatever I have, I'll find a solution from that. And he adopted himself with the solution which makes much more sense. He used his brain, he used his systems to actually find the solution. And the solution which he brought in is had made him the first one to be worshipped in the entire universe. So resilience and adaptability. Adaptability is there in its entire series of Navdurga. Adaptability is something which is ingrained in all these stages. You have to keep evolving and you have to keep adopting your surroundings, the environment in which you are, and be resilient, find a solution for what is the best to be done to achieve your particular vision or focus or goal. I hope you all would have been able to get something out of it. And if it really makes sense for any of you, uh, it would be great, because the entire motive is that we have to actually adopt things. We There is everything around us. If you want to improve yourself, everything is available around you. You just have to take that step of execution. And once you execute it, results are something which everyone is going to see, including you. So if there are any questions or doubts you guys would like to ask, please write it down in the question box and we'll be able to cater it. Samit sir, hello. Varabji, So when we talk about all these processes and systems, it's very important to have a proper system at your place. And the the most important thing, which we generally forget, is that whether your people are actually able to operate those systems. At times, there's a lot of AI going in the market. A lot of times, we might even adopt it because it seems so fascinating that, oh my God, with a click of a button, a lot of things are getting resolved. It might be very fascinating for us, but we have to be cautious that, as process enhancer and as process improvisation expert and system implementation expert, I would like to bring that point as well to the notice of professionals sitting here in the audience, that be very, very extremely cautious about uh, whatever system you're implementing. Are the employees, are the executors in your organization able to execute it? Because if they are not comfortable executing it, then the entire activity will go for a toss. It won't make any sense to do this entire activity. You are just going to burn your hard-earned money. So it becomes very, very important. You have to be very, very communicative in terms of what your spokes are really comfortable with. If they are not comfortable, you'll have to make them comfortable first. Communicate them with them in a way that they become comfortable adopting these new changes which you are trying to bring into your organization. Not everyone is having the new organization. A lot of people here would be having some old running organizations, existing organizations, a very trained staff. And now if you guys want to shift your organizations to a new setup or a new structure, or having new automations involved included in this organization, please do sit with your team, understand their requirements, and make them understand your requirements as well. This communication is always a two-way channel. Do communicate it effectively. Do make it very clear that what your objective is. It can be possible that your staff itself comes up with a brilliant idea which will cost you very less, and the work also gets done. It's very, very important. It's extremely important to communicate that what is your vision? What do you want from them to do? What is the outcome which you are targeting for? And you can see that the results are going to be brilliant. Results are going to be amazing. What comes out of that collaborative activity will make you a much stronger leader eventually, and in this entire process. Because when people think that you are standing for them, they would stand for you. No one stays longer just for money. People stay longer because of the people with whom they are working. Sambitji, Gauravji, can we take this session forward, please? I would love to get questions from the audience if there are any. And one very important thing, that please pardon me if on any of the points you feel that I'm not reciting the proper thing or telling the proper thing, the exact thing. There are people who are very particular about gods and goddesses and what they reflect and what they signify. I'm extremely sorry if I hurt anyone's perceptions or anyone's opinions, or or something like that. But I'm the main object, the main focus here is just to learn what we can absorb for our own work, for our own professionalism. I think we will wait for a few minutes to get the questions in line.
Sorry, ma'am. I was traveling, so that's the reason couldn't. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, but you're not visible.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, just allow me for a minute. Okay. So I personally I listen your I think around 45 minute of session. So I found it really interesting. So
Thank you.
I was thinking to attend the entire session, but yes, 45 minutes because after that I was driving. Okay, and then the thing is, so it has been such an honor to be part of this wonderful webcast on the skill enrichment for professional inspired by the mythological character organized by the PSEC. On behalf of the PSEC, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, C. N. Nidhi Malani, for her enlightening the session. Sincere thanks to event enablers and to me. And one thing which I want to say that yes, this is something a different topic, but it is interesting, and I think if you want to grow in your career, you have to think something different apart from your routine activities. That whatever the activity you do in terms of audit and whatever the case may be, but yes, you have to do something extra. Like in case of like you, like a methodology is it's something you can say that at one point of time I used to read a lot of mythological stories. सुनने में बड़ा अच्छा लगता
We
है.
do have a book called Bhagavad Gita for chartered accountants for
Oh,
preparation.
that's
Yeah,
good.
there's an entire book written about it, and it's something which I think almost every chartered accountant should be having, because a lot of interpretation from this epic book Bhagavad Gita is available there. Are there any questions which needs to be addressed?
So we haven't received any questions. So I think people was just enjoying today's Saturday. So क्या होता है ना कुछ टॉपिक्स ऐसे होते हैं जिसमें बस लगता है केवल सुनते रहो आप तो वैसे वाले होते हैं एंड वंस
Okay,
अगेन थैंक यू सो मच टू यू फॉर गिविंग योर वैल्यूबल टाइम
thank you.
थैंक यू मैम
Thank you so much.